together.
Let's do it right now, right now, right now, right now. Ain't no time for being slowful. I gotta get it done right now. The job can't do itself, gotta make some work like right now, right now, right now. Gotta get it done like right now. Can't stop before I get started. Getting the ball rolling, that's the hardest. Success don't come automatic. Life won't just let you have it. You gotta pull it to you like a tug of war or metal pulling to a magnet. Once you get it, don't let go. Set the bar high, can't set it low. Keep God first and look to Christ, cause he the perfect example on how to be consistent. And keep going and staying persistent. Keep your eyes on the prize, never lose sight of the mission. Now, that's how you stay on your grind. Holy Spirit got me so I don't fall behind. Time is of the essence, so I can't be wasting time. That's the only thing going through my mind. But right now, right now, right now, right now, ain't no time for being slowful. I gotta get it done right now, right now, right now, right now. I've been waiting too long, gotta make that move right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. The job can't do itself, gotta make some work. A lot of things should have been done. I'm talking yesterday, gotta let my actions speak for me. Ain't got nothing to say if life ain't where you want it at. You need to check yourself, start making solo moves. Don't just wait for help. Perseverance and initiative will make you stand out. Get out of that bomb mindset, don't wait for handouts. Handle business in a timely manner. Don't miss your chance, never give up on it just because it don't go according to plan. Have faith, but don't misinterpret what God said. He not gonna do it all for you, get that out your head. Now when your eyes closed, that's when you're working. Until then, we gotta put that work in. I'm talking right now. Yeah, yeah. Trials and tribulations gonna come in your life, but I always reflect back on Job and how his faith was tested, and he still stood with the Most High, and what he received at the end of his trials. Cause I know a blessing coming my way. I know a blessing coming my way. Yeah. I'ma claim it in the name of a higher, claim it in the name of Yeshaya, claim it in the name of Ruach. I know my blessing can't be stopped. Ay. I claim it, I claim it, I claim it, I claim it. It's my blessing. I claim it, I claim it, I claim it, I claim it. It's my blessing. I claim it, I claim it, I claim it, I claim it. It's my blessing. I claim it, I claim it, I claim it, I claim it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel a blessing coming with my name on it. Feel a blessing coming with my name on it. All I gotta do is endure, being tried like gold to be pure. I gotta abide the fire, keep on running even if I'm tired. Sometimes I'm feeling low, God keep me, please don't let me go. I'm seeking out your direction, problems coming from every direction. Constantly fighting temptations, but I'm seeking out patience. Letting her have a perfect word in my life. Cause I know I gotta put in work, yeah. But I won't let it separate haters. Seeing spirit down the elevators. So many trials, man, I almost gave up. But I know it get greater later. So I gotta keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Seeking your kingdom first, then your righteousness, regardless how my situation looks.
Cause I know a blessing coming my way. I know a blessing coming my way. Yeah. I'ma claim it in the name of a higher. Claim it in the name of Yeshaya. Claim it in the name of Ruach. I know my blessing can't be stopped. Ay. I claim it, I claim it. I claim it, I claim it. It's my blessing. I claim it, I claim it. I claim it, I claim it. It's my blessing. I claim it, I claim it. I claim it, I claim it. It's my blessing. I claim it, I claim it. I claim it, I claim it. Yeah. Claim your blessing. Claim your blessing. Gon' claim your blessing right now. You gotta claim your blessing. Your blessing. Don't let nothing stop your blessing. Failure won't do it. Making excuses won't do it. Complaining won't do it. Just trust in God, He can do it. I'ma keep fighting till it's all said and done. Cause I know the battle's already won. You got the victory. Claim it in the name of the Lord right now. You got the victory. Claim your blessing in His name right now. Claim your blessing if you want it. Gotta claim your blessing like you own it. The devil gon' try to stop what God got for you. Don't let him steal your joy from you, cause you know the truth. Push through the pain and the struggle and focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. Cause I know a blessing coming my way. I know a blessing coming my way. Yeah. I'ma claim it in the name of a higher. Claim it in the name of Yeshaya. Claim it in the name of Ruach. I know my blessing can't be stopped. Ay. I claim it, I claim it. I claim it, I claim it. It's my blessing. I claim it, I claim it. I claim it, I claim it. It's my blessing. I claim it, I claim it. I claim it, I claim it. It's my blessing. I claim it, I claim it. I claim it, I claim it.
Oh boy, CO, we just blessed another one.
Shalom, shalom. I am peace and blessings, family. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Appreciate y'all for hanging in here with us at TBT Radio. I'm your host, Chopp, and
It's your brother Shamnawaahla.
yeah. So we in here doing this business talk today. We talking business today.
I say it's just a topic that I think is very necessary. That wasn't perfect.
What?
Very necessary. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. So it comes natural. But all praise be to the Father, the creator of all things, man, for giving us another day, for just continuously feeding us with a directive, and we pray that we're following His directive and not our own. So without further ado, our mission statement. I know I stumbled last week, but like I said, we're a growing podcast. We're growing, and we come to y'all humbly. Everything we do is through the Spirit. We're getting better and better, just like we're all getting better in our life now. So, mission statement. We at TBT Radio are a podcast that embraces those who are making positive movements that can take our people and all people in the right direction in all areas of life by use of entertainment, arts, spirituality, and all levels of entrepreneurship in that mindset. So
That's what we're striving to aim for. That's why this month, I don't know if y'all caught on to it, this month has been pretty much business or financial literacy month. You know, for all of those that's interested in that topic, I hope you've enjoyed this. It will get better and better with time. Maybe have another month, or we may just sporadically throughout broadcast, you know, have tidbits of information of how we can become better financially in this time we're in right now. So, now we want to set the tone for everything. It's a discussion. It's kind of open. Hopefully through the spirit, problem, and solution. So without further ado, I don't know, will you be able to bring up the websites, or I just need to read them all?
Let's get them going here real quick.
Because I can put it up on my phone if need be.
Okay.
And it won't be a long broadcast, you know, but we are here to get some tidbits. To you know, if we get a lot of interactions in the chats, you know, we hopefully will open up the call lines to hear what you all have to say. Where you all at with, you know, your endeavor to empower yourself in a time where we can see where things is going economically.
Which one we going to first?
I think we're gonna go. Let me see. Keep scrolling up. Keep going up. It's up.
Okay. My apologies.
All right. We ain't gonna go to that. We're gonna come back to that. All right, let's go to that one right there.
All right.
So, as you see, I'm looking upward. That's the screen. What you're gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up on phone as well, so I don't have to be looking upward.
Kind.
All right. So we're just gonna bring forth some information. Then we're gonna balance it out as well. We're not just gonna leave it lopsided or sideways. Okay.
Yep. Let's get this going.
So let me know when you get it showing, and I'm gonna go ahead and click on it. We're just gonna touch on a couple points in this article.
All right. So,
all right.
Let's go over to our next screen here. Boom.
All right. Cool. So what you see here is an article at TIAA Institute. Just something I stumbled across. You know, you can Google it. You know, for those that be, you know, Googling and researching, you may have run across this article yourself, but for those that haven't, we're going to touch on a little bit of it and, you know, just give a directive of what we speaking about tonight. It's called, the letterhead of this particular article is Financial Literacy, Wellness, and Resilience Among African Americans. All right? So, introduction. The financial well-being of African Americans lag behind that of the U.S. and population as a whole, and whites in particular. The reasons for these gaps are complex, but one area of importance is addressing it is increased financial literacy. So, we got to tap into that. It's been that this term has been thrown around a lot here lately because some of us are getting more in tune with this aspect of life. So that's pretty much the tone of the financial talk for tonight's broadcast. Financial literacy, you know, first and foremost for our people, but for all those that's, you know, that's uneducated on this particular topic. So we're not gonna read it all, but I'm gonna go to the next paragraph, which is the summary. It says, did you take it down?
Yep, let me get it back up.
Okay. All right, we're just gonna get some points. It says financial literacy is knowledge. For those that don't know, what is financial literacy is knowledge and understanding that enables sound financial decision making and effective management of personal finances. And we as African Americans, we don't do too good with personal finance, do we?
Kind.
And as a whole, nah. And we can all be honest. Let's be honest.
Kind.
You know, TBT radio. You know, TBT podcast. Truth be told, let's be honest. I keep reading. As such, improved financial literacy contributes to the improved financial well-being. So if we improve, it's saying if we improve our financial literacy, then our financial well-being can be improved. That sounds good, right? Wouldn't that be a good thing?
Right.
It says this report uses the third wave of the TIAA Institute GFLEC Personal Finance Index, the PFINE Index, to examine the state of financial literacy among African American adults and the relationship between financial literacy and financial wellness. All right, let's see some of the key insights. All right, we made these particular pointers may be in other areas what we're gonna go in tonight, but it's just showing, okay, if like the scriptures tell you, by the mouth of 2 or 3 let all things be what?
Established.
You feel me? So here we go. On average, point number 1, on average, African Americans answered 38% of the PFINE index questions correctly. That's under half the percentage
Of our people just being knowledgeable about it.
And it reads, only 28% could correctly answer over half the questions. So we could only get 38% of us got done with it.
Right.
Only 28% could get halfway done with it. A questionnaire about, financial well-being and financial literacy.
Mm-hmm. And if that ain't it, I ain't trying to go too deep into it. If that ain't by design, right there.
Matter of fact, man, I want to see. Don't we got a special co-host tonight?
God.
Man, let's see if that brother. I'm pretty sure he got some insight.
Let's get
Wish we had a drum roll.
Yeah, we working on it. We gonna get it in here. We're gonna get it in here. Where you at?
Surprise co-host for the night.
We got a surprise co-host tonight. Let's bring him on in. All right, let's bring him on in. Boom! There we go. Our co-host.
Is he sideways?
Yeah, he's sideways. We gotta get you. We gotta turn you around,
See
man.
if you can flip. We got you sideways.
See if we can get you to flip around.
Yeah, that's how our financial literacy looking right now. So, did you hear it so far? What's going on?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my bad. Before I let you go ahead and give you a spiel on it. For those that don't know, this is Deacon Balas out of the Vegas, right? The Vegas,
Northern California now.
Northern California
now.
is holding it down for the body down there. Y'all show some love to our but yeah. So far, as we're gonna keep going through these key points, but what do you have to say so far, man? What's your take?
Financial literacy is definitely key to building economic status at least for our tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean the percentages is there, the statistics is there to show that we lack in these things. So one thing I can say is that Malcolm X said it. He said it best. Like, he gave 5 steps to earning an economic status. Like, we try to get an economic status or a political status, and that was the point of the marches and the riots and all these different things, because we don't have political status. The reason why we don't have political status is because we don't have a nationality, and a nationality or being black is not a nationality, just like being white is not a nationality.
More like this shirt, right? Being black is more like this right here.
Exactly. And being white is like this shirt.
You feel me?
So yeah, like I said, Malcolm X said it best. When it comes to having a political status, you got to have a nationality, and if you don't have a nationality, how can you even participate in politics?
Right.
You can't.
That's why we don't have that seat at the UN, because.
Yeah, and like I said, we're gonna definitely touch. See, we see the spirit moving. Like I said, this is all spirit led. But let's keep going. So it may be some more things that trigger thought. All right. So second point, financial literacy within. Oh my bad. You back up. We back up.
Let me get you back up there. Cause y'all bear with us here.
It's a new setup. This is the first time y'all get a chance to see us together. Hopefully it won't be the last.
God.
Yeah, the adversary tried to stop this, but hey.
He did.
But all praises, Father, for all the dedicated listeners and those that tune in. We ready to go?
And this is what we're gonna do here. All right, let's do this right here. I think I want to do this right here. And this will work for us a little bit better. And we'll just keep on doing this here. All right. Boom. There we go.
All right. So we're going to the second point. It says financial literacy within the African American community is greater among men, older individuals, those with more formal education, and those with higher incomes.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be throwing my little tidbits in there. And guess who's passing away now through COVID?
The older individuals.
The people with the wisdom, the older.
And we need them to pass that down. Man, I can't think of the gentleman. I was listening to a couple of his videos. Dang, man. But he's very wise. I'm gonna see if on the break, I'm gonna see if I can get his name. But he's very wise. He is giving some insight on some of these different ailments in our community. I think Elder Ricard went into some of his speakings when he was on the Breakfast Club. So yeah, man. The older generation understood the need to educate ourselves. So we can see why they would be amongst those that are financial literate. But it's not predominantly. It's the older men. I'm like, where are the women?
Right.
Like, so let's keep going. Point number 3. It says insuring is the least understood area of personal finance among African Americans, followed closely by comprehending risk, investing, identifying go-to information sources. Now, I can see how this is a key point because it's a lot of things we're not aware of that would help us out financially.
Right.
And like I said, this is just we're just reading their studies right now. Now, like I said, we're gonna go into what is happening outside of what's being portrayed as well amongst the those that are awakening and those that are allowing the Spirit to guide them in making different and better decisions. But this has been the known standard for our people up until this time. So it says lack of investing, lack of having the information to go to. All right.
Real quick, cause I see our chat ain't moving here, but I see people in the chat. And appreciate you, Ryan. One of my friends from from the job, from the workhouse up in here. Appreciate you for running through here. Okay. All right, I just want to say shalom to everybody, because the new setup, man, the adversary, the Most High winning right now. Let's just say that the Most High winning right now. So we're gonna say that. So all praise to the Most High. And shalom to everybody, because I noticed I ain't see the chat moving. So we're gonna have it moving here. So go ahead. Right.
Either way, man, it get greater later. We keep y'all endure with us. Like I said, we're just bringing this information to spark thought, dig deep. Open your mind. Make better decisions. Shalom, Lance. Shalom, SFC, man. We appreciate y'all, brother. Hey, man, I got a chance to speak to them brothers last night. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a thing going on in the spirit. And another thing, you wouldn't guess, like a few hours ago, the brothers and sisters over there in the UK, a part of the body, they just dropped some on the same topic. Financial. The brothers at the Truth Music Radio. Shout out to them, man. They were speaking about how we, generational wealth.
And see, it's that time. I think Balas was about to say something.
You have something to say on that, or you good?
Oh no. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah,
it is evident that this is something we need to tap into. Right. So like I said, I'm gonna keep on going with the information. Then, like I said, we're going round table this thing. And y'all be sure, stick with us. If you got something that that the nation needs or that the world needs as far as this information, stick around and let us know if y'all want us to open them call lines up. All right. So it says lack of investing.
Let me get it back up here for you real quick.
Cause that was very key. That's one of the most valuable pieces of this article that is, definitely of truth. It says our lack of comprehending taking risks. That's pretty much what it's saying. We don't want to take risks. We're playing it safe, right? That's one of the reasons why our financial wellness is down. Investing. That's one of the reasons why our financial wellness is down. And identifying go-to information. Let's keep going. It says point number 4. Borrowing and debt management is the area of highest personal finance knowledge among African Americans. So, our personal finances is being more so weighed in the balance by our borrow and debt management. And we kind of bad with that. We max out a car and with the quickness on some nonsense, right? Get no return and wonder why we in the hole.
It always hit us. It always hit us.
Doesn't
Go
make
ahead.
sense.
Yeah, so when being that we be in the positions that we are, they have these financial, they got the financial classes, but more so I'm trying to think of these pyramid schemes. And we run into those and we thinking, these gonna save us, it's gonna help us. I like back in the days they had this one where you put in $1 and you find 20 other people to put in $1. You making it $20 because they gonna find 20 or 30 other people to that's not building wealth.
And they still do have those. Just speak on it just a little bit and I'm gonna get back to you. They still have those. They still go on, but they just finessed in such a different way now because people already got hip to that. And it was like, well, we can't do that no more. Now they gotta change it up and do that same thing in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. It's different. The recent one, they call it a susu. And I've looked at it. It's not a susu. A susu is where, say, 5 of us get together and we decide just us. We not trying to network out to nobody. We just passing $500 around to each other. If 5 of us together got $500 each, that's $2,500. Somebody can do it some 1 month, the next month, and that's all a susu is. But they've turned it into, bring somebody else in for $500, bring somebody else in for $2,000, and the more you build, the more money you making. They have all these schemes out there, man. But like you said, we just pointing out the disparities that's amongst our people right now, and Father willing, we can lay out some solutions for the family.
Absolutely. So last point. All right,
let me get you back up here.
Good to go? It says a lack of financial resilience was more common among African Americans than whites in 2019 before the onset of COVID-19 and its economic consequences. So we have an opportunity to position ourselves, and I've seen some brothers, during this time and what they call the pandemic, taking advantage of the scarcity of abilities to make money, or they thinking outside the box. So like I said, we're gonna tap into that a little bit further. But now we're gonna go to another article. Let's go to the Wikipedia.
All right.
Get some more statistics. I'm gonna touch on a couple points.
And these statistics and notes are based off of course, our learning abilities and also what has happened to us in the past. Culture stripped, language stripped, so many negatives that happened to us in the past. It's like, imagine being a child and just being beat for times on end. Like that, those things don't leave your mind. Learning is not that simple. When you go to school or socializing, it's not that simple when you go out to meet people because you're afraid of everything.
Exactly.
And just being a child like that. Well, imagine now us as black people in America, we say tribe of Judah, being tribe of Judah and or Hispanic, and being beat and oppressed for years. Like, it causes a mental problem, mental issue. So,
And I'm glad you're bringing it out.
Yep, go ahead.
Glad you're bringing it out because, you know, in the midst of, you know, doing a little of this research, you know, I had to look into the Oklahoma Tulsa situation. And man, what a tragic event, you know. As a matter of fact, they have revisited that history here in the media some. I don't know if it's to kind of ease some of the frustrations of our people, because our people know that we're owed something. We know that we're more valuable than what they're putting on, you know. And I'm still wondering, but Lost, you may have me by a few years. I'm still wondering, why wasn't the Tulsa, Oklahoma history not taught in the schools? Why? They told us the civil rights movement and how we were beat down and drugged and different things like that. Not to, you know, harper on that, because we know, according to prophecies and according to the word of the Most High, why these things were allotted to happen. But just why didn't they teach us this? This is my point of view, and if y'all got something, y'all can speak on it. But and for those that don't know, Tulsa, man, was what they called the Black Wall Street. And I learned today, at first, who was that? One of the well-known speakers. He came through there and he was like, it was first called the Negro Wall Street. All right, and then later it was named the Black Wall Street. So these brothers were very wealthy.
Dick Gregory, Marcus Garvey.
Marcus Garvey. It was the other guy.
So they came out of that era?
He was very public with his writings. I think he was almost a teacher. His name is slipping me right now, but I was listening to it today. But yeah, and from the history, it was saying, like, it started off with it was a certain land in Oklahoma, you know. It was just land, and the president at that time, you know, released the land to where whoever get there first and grab the territory, they own it. Right? And that's how I guess that's how they was getting the land back then, because you got to think about it. No one really had the right to it.
Right.
They didn't have the manpower at that time to, you know, to stake claim, you know, through force, all of the land. You feel what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he released it, and, you know, certain groups or nationalities were able to get certain areas, and we so happened, you know, the slaves that were able, our people that was freed and, you know, had the wherewithal, was able to get some of this land, and we happened to get that small town, Tulsa. And man, like, so I don't want to go too deep into it, but it's just strange how, you know, how we the salt of the earth, and how when you know, the Most High showed through history his ability to, you know, bless us from nothing. So not to go all into it, but yeah, they ended up getting land. The Indians ended up getting land, you know. The Caucasians ended up getting some land too, and then eventually found out there was some great oil on it. So yeah, that's what happened.
Boy.
So and then, you know, they predominantly benefited off of the oil, but it still trickled down to us.
The Edomites are our people.
Yeah, the Caucasians. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they got most of it. But like I said, even from the pennies, eventually, you know, just speeding it up, our people, because they still had the segregation. They didn't want us buying in their facilities. They had it where it was, you know, whites only. Everybody know that was a thing back in those times. So what happened was, we was like, okay, well, we got to get our own. Which is some of the same songs that's being sung right now in these times we in. Everybody's like, get your own and stuff like that, right?
Exactly.
You know, keep the dollar in our community, which is one of the points I want to talk about. So we're speaking about an event of keeping the dollar in our community. And what happened was, they would still work in the downtown area of Tulsa, in Oklahoma. for the man, because they had the businesses, and then they would take that, and we would go back, empower ourselves, start building businesses. They said they had dance halls, grocery store. The first one that they did, the first big investment was a grocery store. Cause guess what? You always got to eat, right?
Exactly.
So that was the first one, and from there, it was like it built it from there. So I hope we taking notes on that. But that's still second to what we know the most important thing, which is what?
Shelton.
Nah.
What? Hit me with it. I hate to be
But Las, what you think
wrong.
the first thing we should be establishing as a people?
Education.
Both of y'all wrong.
But the laws of the
y'all.
Most High.
Yeah, it's along that line. Let me get it. Y'all already know where I'm going.
It's like where's that?
I'm finna show you.
Come on, show it.
Right. Come on.
First, let's go to St. Matthew 6.
Somebody said the law. Hold on. Let's see what they say. You already brought it.
No.
out.
Yeah, I did say it, but I should have let y'all break it out. But this is the main. I'm still gonna go on a little bit of the history of Tulsa, but this is the reason why.
Renewal of the mind.
Renewing the mind, yeah. But we're gonna see what the Lord and Savior said. But this is the reason why Tulsa and our people fail at this time. This is St. Matthew's. Let me grab the crown right quick. Sorry, y'all. This is St. Matthew's 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Ahch and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So that's the first. We got to make sure we're right and in line with those things that would enable us to receive the kingdom of heaven. Y'all with me? So we would all agree there, right?
Kind.
Yeah, for sure. That's no doubt. You gotta have that for any other financial literacy. If you ain't got the Most High, you ain't got financial literacy.
Right.
Right. So, but that's the thing, like, that's the wave that's going on now. Like, we're shifting towards that. And like I said, we can honestly say, okay, let's put our mind towards it now, because we first been seeking him. Right. And we're still praying and hoping that we're seeking him with our whole heart, mind, and spirit. But, that's the first thing. And we know probably at that time, a lot of us were still, I think they had got us to a point of, the Sunday service and all those different things. We had gravitated to the customs that they gave us during, our bondage, right?
Right.
But this is fresh off the plantation, boy. And you could tell, like, the energy, the drive our people had to build that community. Man, they said another thing, I think nobody renting. Everybody owned the house.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but and what reason would there be to rent something to somebody? I never understood renting. That's just something to put somebody else in bondage that's less fortunate. Why not just come together to help a brother or sister to be self-sufficient?
That's one of the ideologies we have adopted, though, because that we like I said, we just trying to make ends meet.
And
wonder why we still falling off the cliff. Can't even get the ends to meet.
Right, we need that bridge.
Right, so, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. The thing too is when everybody say financial literacy, everybody thinking about money. Financial literacy is not just money. Wealth and finances is about leverage. Leverage. That's what money that's what business is. It's about leverage. It's about just weight. And yes, we went through how I'm looking at things at this moment. I mean, I know we're not here in this moment right now. We're talking about Tulsa, but the reason for a Tulsa or for similar cities that were like Tulsa, not the end of it, but the boom of it, was because people were honest with one another. Honesty and had integrity. They had honor, when you have those things, you are valuable. And because the first of all, the earth is shifting, we know that, but also when that COVID thing went down, I think in my mind it was a judgment on those who were not honest, who didn't have integrity, who anytime these crashes and booms happen, and or the crash of a stock market, or these are judgments. And when if you lose, I'm not saying everybody's getting judged for sin, but if you lose in Christ, you okay. But just make sure you're doing what's right and you'll thrive. And I'm looking at what's happening at this point in time after COVID. You hear black businesses increasing a certain percentage, and people shopping, quote unquote, we saying quote unquote black tribe of Judah, but it's happening because, to be real, we are more honest and have more integrity about our business and how we produce and provide our services. I've sat in places where you're getting words of wisdom from the elders, those who have gray hairs, and they tell you, you could look at my lawn. I mean, my grandparents' lawn. Look at your grandparents' lawn. Most of the time they got green grass and roses and stuff like that. We don't, now we buy days, we don't even care about the roses and the green grass out there. It just, it probably look like dirt. I mean, if you depending on what city, if it's flush or not. But all in all, the point that I'm trying to drive is that the honor and integrity and the drive, the diligence to ensure one's righteousness was there.
Right.
Now, whatever happened when they began to thrive, just like what happened in Israel when we got fat, it say we got fat because we got all the riches, and now we started serving other gods. Once that happens, then you get judgment. People begin to die. And we could say that we might not know the whole story behind Tulsa, Oklahoma, but we know that was a judgment. And we know that the judgments continue to happen. So
Right.
I don't want to.
Yeah, and you're right. Like, that judgment definitely came through, man. And it was horrific. It was terrifying, bro. Just reading some of that. But like I said, in connection with what you just said about the judgment, that's why I spoke about the houses, them owning all those houses, which were eventually considered assets to them, right? And they made sure when they terrorized the community, and just my hypothesis, man, I think it was all a setup, bro. Like I said, which eventually still was the judgment, but how they spun or got the whole scenario to happen, man. The typical story y'all know, and then they was able to come in and just terrorize. They made sure they burned down the houses,
Exactly,
and the businesses, which they know that those were things that could be passed down from generation to generation.
If you like, and I just see it like just not making it long on it. You burn down somebody's business and their house. That those two things is your number one livelihood. You take away that, like, you not your grandchildren's grandchildren ain't gonna be able to eat. And it was like why? But like we said, we already got the why.
Right.
Half of it was judgment.
Yeah, and then just to top off the judgment, we're gonna jump back into the statistics. So that happened. It was full out. It was pretty much a war. They talking about a race riot. It wasn't no riot, man. That was warfare. That's what it looked like to me, from my comprehension, man. They terrorized. It was the terrorist attack on a small city that was thriving, and they said they really didn't even give the estimated value of that city. They said it was in the millions, which would have been the billions in our day and age, because the value of the dollar at that time. So if we could do it then, we could do it again. But just like I said, I'm giving the good and the bad. Like, we thrived. Our community was thriving better than theirs, and they saw it. So we can do it. For all the listeners, we have the opportunity to do it. But what we're saying, we have to do it under the hedge of protection and guidance of the Holy Spirit and under our God, giving him his just due respect and honor and praise, and following his, his authority and what he say, because that's what I'm going to the judgment now. So, I didn't hear of no casualties of them, which it probably was, but predominantly the casualties was us. I think over 300 and some people died. One more thing, then I'm gonna pass it off, then we're gonna get ready to jump to it. So when they, pretty much diffused the situation, they said martial law was enforced way back then. They also said when they diffused the situation and brought the National Guards in, that they detained all of the African American citizens and put them in this detention center or something like that.
Dang.
But none of the other races, they said, stop what you're doing, go home.
I think y'all got an in-depth history lesson on Tulsa than I did.
That's what they said happened, man. So I think it was a takedown of a impending country. But it's just one time. If you get what I'm going with that, we're going
impending.
Yeah, so that's why I meant to mention before is that be it that what time was they thriving? What time was Black Wall Street beginning to boom? If we look at the time period, this is 1917, 1918, 1919. What was going on with white America during that time? They was going down. It was going into the Great Depression was happening.
Yeah, and they did say that. They said that they was booming during the Great Depression. Yeah.
And that's my point. When your integrity is and your honor is intact, no matter what's going on around the world, you're gonna be okay in the name of the Most High. You're gonna be that's how I look at it. The shift of businesses, the fall of people who can't carry their weight in business, and the Most High was seeing it fell. Now those, whether you starting or you've been in business a while, now it's your turn, your rise, because you've been honest, because you have integrity. All the stuff that's been going on is only the movement of the righteous to the top.
And it has to happen. So, and like I said, it says during a Great Depression, what's going on now? A great pandemic. And like I said, we're gonna go to, it's a good side of what's going on. We just gotta stay in tune with it. So y'all stick with us. So we're about to go to the Wikipedia, get a couple more statistics, and we're gonna get ready to go to the second half of the show.
So here we go.
All right. So we're gonna read a little bit from Wikipedia. African American middle class. Right. The African American middle class consists of Black Americans who have middle class status within American class structure. It is a societal level within the African American community that primarily began to develop in the early 1960s when the ongoing civil rights movement led to the outlawing of de jure racial segregation. The African American middle class existed throughout the United States, particularly in the Northeast and in the South, with the largest contiguous majority Black middle class neighborhoods being in Washington, D.C. I had read something about Washington too. They were saying like we was they did. Yeah, they said they gave us like the lower paying jobs, during that time as well, out there in that area. Suburbs in Maryland, and the African American middle class is also prevalently in the Atlanta, New York, and Chicago areas, which we know. And man, they said I had read something too today. It was saying the worst race riot that ever happened was in Chicago. So something happened out there that was worse than in Tulsa. But The reason why Tesla was so, recognized is because of the economic wealth status that they got to.
But and also I just found out I'm gonna do some more research on it, to help back it. And if y'all got any research that may support this as well, drop it in the comments. That it was just more than just Tulsa that was thriving in America on that level that they was thriving on.
But everybody was getting their energy, their momentum from Tulsa. That's what they were saying, though. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, all we gotta do is just tap in as one unit, and inspire that mindset. That's what we're trying to do with this show. It's not gonna be all bad, but we gotta show the bad and show that we was once up and how it went down. Then we're gonna show how to stay up, hopefully through the Spirit. So now we're gonna go into the other topic or line of information: the racial wealth gap. Okay. According,
let me get back down up in there.
Yeah, right there.
Boom.
According to a 2011 study from Pew Research Center, whites possess 20 times more wealth than African Americans and 18 times that of Latinos. Whereas white families have accumulated $149,000 of wealth on average, black households have only accumulated $5,607 in wealth on average. That's a major difference. That's a major difference in wealth.
Now that was 2011, right?
Yeah. That's sad.
And 5,000 was like what? Barely middle class.
Man, that's underclass, huh? It ain't funny, but man. Okay. As shown on uweb.com, of the 14 million black households in the U.S. in 2015, only 5% had more than $350,000 in net worth, and less than 1% of black families had over $1 million in net assets. All right. I might go to the third one, but I know the second.
I want to touch on that assets and liabilities so bad, but we gonna hit it.
Yeah. So we're going to the solution. All right. Second paragraph. As of 1999, blacks and whites similarly situated within the educational middle class live in distant wealth worlds, whereas educational middle class whites possess $111,000 in median net worth. Educational middle class black families had only $33,500. In terms of assets and disparity, was $56,000 to $15,000. Looking at only the occupational middle class, and equally pronounced gap is visible. Middle class whites had $123,000 in median net worth and $60,000 in median net financial assets compared to $26,500 and $11,200 for middle class African Americans. Still a major gap there. So it's that this gap, it's been getting wider and wider. But you can see the spirit of our people now. You're like, something got to change. So it speaks a little bit about the NBA and all that. So let's see what it speaks on here, okay? All right, it says, last paragraph of this section. A 2016 article entitled "Black Wealth Hardly Exists," even when you include NBA, NFL, and rap stars, related recent findings of corporations for economic developments and the Institute for Policy Studies, which calculated that it would take 228 years for average black families to amass the same level of wealth the average white family holds today in 2016. Yeah.
220. Like, look, that's how. Let me get this down here for a second. That's how big of a number they done to our people. Just in the economical area. Like, cause we got Sister Desiree in here. She said budgeting and saving helps a lot, and that's something that our people don't do. As soon as we get it, we got holes in our pockets.
You know why? Another thing that they were speaking about, something I ran across. They said we're classified under consumerism. Let me pull it up. Let's pull up the word consumerism. Listen to some of the OGs, and like I said, this information is coming from the older, like I said, the gray heads. They was like, we're heavily under that consumerism.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem about it, let me get the definition first.
All right.
Appreciate everyone being active, because this, hey, like I said, if the brothers in the UK and other parts of the world is bringing out the same subject at the same time, our people like, enough is enough. We ain't waiting 228 years to get this thing, to get the bag, like they say, right?
We always buying something perfect. We don't need. Like, because it's gonna shift us towards it.
Because then we're going to the solution here in a minute. Mm-hmm. So let's see what consumerism is. It says a modern movement for the protection of consumers against useless, inferior, and dangerous products, misleading advertising, and unfair pricing. That's how they get us.
Bring it back, Ahch. Bring it back one more time.
All right. It says modern movements for the protection of the consumers against useless, inferior, or dangerous products, misleading advertising, and unfair pricing. So we
that's us.
We see something, we want it. You see what I'm saying? We want it, gotta have it, even if it's useless. Man. I've been seeing a couple of guys. This is one guy. And his name is slipping me out. Everybody's name is slipping me because I've been soaking in so much information today. But I'm gonna let you speak out because I see you ready to speak. But he's a multi-millionaire, right? But one thing he was saying, he was investing a lot of money into chains and he even said he had he got a gun that is a rare gun. It has all of Trump's pictures and names on it and stuff like that. He said one day it's gonna be very valuable. I'm like, bro.
I can't think about. I know I saw that video.
He got all them tats on his face and all that.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Cause a lot of people in that area, real quick, a lot of the people in that area are real smart because you remember our teacher back in high school, Mr. Moulton, right? Mm-hmm. He was telling one of the cats in the hallway about the gold in his mouth and the chains he had. He was telling them about how he needed to invest into it as an asset and all about different things. And he was dropping some stuff. And back then I was ignorant. I ain't know nothing about nothing. And I was like,
I don't know about no asset.
And then I come to the truth. I'm like, bruh.
He probably heard the wrong thing. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but go ahead, Ahch.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. Sometimes it's not all of it isn't us to the degree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we work hard, we get paid. Okay, yeah, we want to get this, or we want to get. All of it isn't us. This be the main problem. Is that one of the main problems? Like when we go for the asset, they intentionally hike the price up and intentionally lower the price when we sell. That be the problem. When if they I forgot what it's called when they come to the home and they see how much the value is, assess the property. When they assess the property, and then when you get the loan, appraise. When they appraise, y'all been seeing them videos going across Facebook. Like when I get appraised, the price is lower from my pictures being in the house versus my white friend's picture being in the house. So now they lowering the price from, it's supposed to be $50,000 higher, $100,000 higher if a white person's picture's all over the wall.
Right.
But if it's a black person picture over the wall, they make sure you break even, maybe even less than that. But then
Right.
when you go for the loan, I went somebody bought a property out in, just out in Esau land. We're gonna put it like that, out in Esau land. And the loan is 8%. Now that's not even, it's not even across the land. You're not gonna find an 8% loan. You see what I'm saying? Like the average is 2%. Average maybe 4%, but 8%. So when you go buy the asset, they getting you for most of your money there. Then when you try to sell it, they make sure. So anytime you try to make the power move, they already then figured that you was gonna try to do that and try to take full advantage of it.
The
By the
game is
time you
already
done-
fixed.
Exactly.
And
By the
who
time
made
you- go ahead.
made the definition? Let's just look at who made the definition. Just that alone, that's how you know it's fixed. Like, we ain't over here thinking about, let's make everybody around us consumers. We ain't thinking about no consumerism. We thinking about growing as a nation, growing as a people. We ain't thinking about how many people gonna come shop with me, and we ain't doing that. That ain't what type of time we on. We trying to elevate. For real.
And I was trying to find the part in the article, man, because you said something key about when we go and try to take different avenues to become, more conscious of our spending habits and things like that. It spoke clearly. It says, like, for the Caucasian races, they have more readily accessible entrepreneurial endeavors before them, right? But it says for the African American male, he has more hurdles to jump over. This is in an article. I can't find it, but I read it today.
I know,
I'm like,
but it's simple. What's the hurdles? What are the hurdles in the so-called African American communities? Me and you could just say, look, ain't no black businesses. That's the number one hurdle.
Exactly.
What come after that? Where's the fathers at? Another hurdle. Then the broken family. Another hurdle.
I think that too, because
we could number off how many hurdles we got to jump in order to build success. And people out there like, white people, white privilege don't matter, or it's non-existent, or whatever the case may be. Whether it is or isn't, we can clearly see that there's an issue with us being on an equal playing field than any other nationality. And that all that has to, like, instead of giving it a name, just say what it is. This is what it is. If you look at it and it's there, I mean, hey, you don't gotta hope that it's there. The truth is that it exists.
Con.
And this is what this show is about, to remind, not in a negative light, that this exists, but that, okay, now that we see it, okay, if you're getting ready to cross the street, would you cross the street blindfolded, or do you want to, be able to see your vision, see your way, to look both ways before crossing? We're at a point where we have to cross the road of this broke hood, being financially ignorant, and understanding how finances work, and stop just chasing money, but utilize it for what it's supposed to be utilized. Not just money, resources.
Exactly.
Come on, we gotta tap in. The earth is ours as long as we seek the Father. Stop being in this limited mindset to where, we are in bondage to our ignorance. Let's educate ourselves. So, man, we hope that we can build more with this concept.
Let's do it.
You know,
Let's do it. Can we get into that part?
All right, so let's go. So I'm gonna go into a couple things. All right. So you had brought up Malcolm X, right? I listened to something he said. What was it? Hey, man, it's all slipping today. But I'm gonna bring out a point he spoke on. He says we need to take over more of the economics of our communities. One way is knowing when we spend our money outside of our community or people, we are weakening ourselves. That was in one of his speeches.
And I can understand that on another level because like I watch a few videos where people, you know, they make pretty good points when it comes to, you know, a nationality that has been hurt or damaged mentally and physically, more mentally, to be able to come back. And he made a statement concerning it may be a, you know, it's not too far off the rocker, but y'all bear with me. It's like if a woman, you know, was done wrong by, you know, by somebody and different things like that, by an abuser, and they saying, hey, you gotta stay around your abuser to get over it. She gotta sit here and look her abuser in her face every single day in order to get over it. No, we gotta separate this woman from her abuser so she can consciously get, you know, so she can consciously get better and move forward. And then later on, yeah, we could bring them back in, but really, I don't really want to be nowhere near my abuser, because that's what happened to us as a people. We was abused physically, and then now mentally as a people by, you know, our oppressors, and they like, oh no, let's come together. No, like, give me a break from you. I don't hate you, you know, I'm forgiving, but let me come with my people real quick and let me take some time away from you, because you did me wrong for a long time, and I need time with me and my people to get together and for us to heal one another and different things like that. And I was like, man, I heard that, you know, I kind of put my own spin on it, but, you know, when I heard that, you know, what he was saying, I was like, man, that make a whole lot of sense. So with us coming back as a nation, having financial, you know, gaining financial literacy, with us having power, with the power of the Most High behind us, we ain't got no way but to go up. Because we already surrounded around us right now. So we just need to continue to build together and look at these different avenues that's going to have us in more, you know, gaining more assets in the spirit and financially, and less liabilities in the spirit and in finances.
So, hey, that's a great point. Like I said, Shalom, appreciate you tapping in, Ahch, and all of the listeners once again. But just taking from one of the things he stated. So what he was pretty much saying, we have to find a way to keep our finances or our resources within. Okay, that's one of the key points that we need to reevaluate as a people. Okay, so let's keep the revenue within. So with that, you know, that's why I brought in the whole Tulsa, Oklahoma situation. They saw a need. The reason why they prospered is because they didn't have a choice but to provide everything they needed and become self-sufficient within. Are y'all with me? That's a key thing. Let's all keep this in mind. We have to understand. It says, I hear and see y'all this Vic. Shalom, Shalom.
All praises, appreciate you.
I thought he was saying he couldn't hear, so all praises. But that's a key thing. Like I said, when I heard that, then that was a key point. I hope y'all hear me now. They couldn't go to the Caucasians' grocery store. Thus far, they had to do what? Create their own. They couldn't go to them for their doctors. So thus for they made their own doctors. They can go to them for lawyers. So guess what they did? They started their own law firm. This is nothing against the other nations.
Nothing.
But why not us establish something that we can offer them? That's what we need to do. If you're on this broadcast, and if you're going to you share this with everybody, one of the key things is everybody find out what we need as a people, and everybody play a role and bring that to the table now. Because that was one of the key things Tulsa had. Because they couldn't go nowhere else for it, so they created everything: doctors, lawyers, like you said, what else? They said musicians. I'm talking about everything.
Brick masons,
the carpentry, everything.
And that's a lot of. And I want to say this real quick. And I'm gonna pass it to you, Beatz. So just real quick. That's what we missing, because a lot of people, when we come into this knowledge or this awakening, a lot of things that people, jump to first, clothing line, music, and different things like that. Those are not the only things that we need as a people.
And that's what the OGs were saying too. They're like, we go to the typical thing, barbershop.
Right.
Not saying that we don't need that, but we got 1,001.
Exactly. So we need things that's going to help us get to the next level. We need things to get us to the next level. So I'm not downing somebody that wants to do music. I'm not downing somebody that wants to do clothing line. But if you do a clothing line, learn how to put the the wool and the stuff together that actually sews together. Let's learn how to do that.
Or what about grow? Let's grow cotton. We probably got a bad taste in our mouth about growing cotton right now. It ain't funny, but who owns that? Let's get some of that.
Exactly. And it's just things like that, just driving my point home. It's just like people sell jewelry, but you're selling jewelry that was created by somebody else. So you're
the capital off of you buying the jewelry from
exactly. So let's be the people to grab the gold, melt it all together, and do what they do with it, and then now it's 10 times more valuable. Because that's what we had when we came out of Egypt. We learned all of those things in our captivity. But they ain't going to make that same mistake twice. And I say twice because they made the mistake in Egypt when they let us go. And we went to the wilderness with that information, off them teaching it to us. And then also, we left captivity here in America, making Tulsa and different other places, and leaving with that knowledge. So they was like, nah, we got to dumb them down all the way. So it's over with for it. Go ahead, Beatz.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so one key thing about when I studied Tulsa, Oklahoma, I got a chance to do a study on, I did the study on the education. And basically what happened in Tulsa was this was the first step of the downgrade of what was going on in Tulsa. The federal government was coming down on Tulsa for not integrating schools. Think about that. The federal government was coming down on Tulsa for not integrating schools. So now what was really going on? Blacks was learning with black families. Whites was learning with white families. Now change that up and put black children in a white school. Y'all see them pictures where all them white people following the children, throwing rocks at them, spitting on them, calling them names, goes into the psyche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They can't even learn
because they too busy worried
wealth.
about.
They got to worry about their life.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even go in and learn. On top of that, the teacher don't want to teach them. Now,
that was one of the things that was in the art. Because I'm gonna pass it back to you, because that was one of the things that was in the article as well. We didn't even have the same, like even still to this day, we don't have access to the same education as the other nationalities.
Yeah. But this is the thing, so let's shift it back to the good. So But what they were doing when we all were fully on our own, they said it was bringing the young man up with honor. You couldn't even dress a certain type of way.
was saying.
That's what I
exactly.
You had to wear.
That's what I was.
Yeah, you had to wear the suit. You know, you wasn't no.
Exactly.
You wasn't even finna allow no sag and nothing.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
it wasn't teaching the traditional way of teaching neither. They was teaching these guys trades. You want to be a doctor? That's all you learning.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Focus learning.
Yeah.
Trade learning.
Yeah.
Talent learning. So that's another thing we need to do. We need to, give our children. We got to recognize the gift that's within them, as the Most High give us the spirit to discern. But see, this will be our mindset too. Because of the integration part, we be believing that we have to include everybody. It's in our spirit, but we have to figure out how to stay with us first, no matter what. With no man pleasing or none of it. Just stick with us first, and then we could say, "Hold on, we'll bring you in," because that circulation of the dollar, 32 to 1, 42 to 1. It just don't mean money. It means goods and services circulating in the community to where we going to barter and trade. That's value. You can say, I'm gonna fix that pipe for you for $16 an hour. But you don't have to give me $16 an hour. I know you got chickens in the back. They produce this amount of eggs. I'll be able to eat for this amount of time, and we good. I ain't got to worry about, and that's an investment into family structure. The $32 an hour, 32 to $1 ratio of circulation happens like that. I got this for you. I'm not doing it for free. I'm doing it for value, which the eggs are of value in this case. I'm just using something simple as that. You have other things where, you got other instances where, I'll paint your house, or I'll fix your car. We got mechanics. Definitely need that.
And some of us can't afford to have the car fixed, but we should have something of value coming from here to trade off for the car getting fixed.
Skills
instead of just thinking, well, I can give you money. Look, I know how to make some clothes. Let me make these clothes for you. I'll put your logo on it. I want your business to thrive because I know you're a car mechanic. Look, here, I got clothes for you. This is gonna be worth what you put into the car for fixing it for me.
And so I plead with everyone on the call, y'all, everyone you meet, especially of our ethnicity and all. But like you said, starting with us, encourage each other. Even if you see me, I'm in this, striving to learn myself and make this endeavor as well, not just talk about it. But everyone take the initiative after this show. Find a skill, trade, or something that we're lacking as a nation or as a people, and tap all the way in. Why? So, and then from that, us as consumers and purchasers, right? This is the buying power of the urban or black community. Our buying power is between 1.3 through $1.5 trillion. That's according to their statistics. They keeping up with it because they like, nah. Because that was another thing about Tulsa. I know we keep going there, but we got to look. Just like the scriptures is written for our learning. let this history of when we succeeded be for our learning as well. So what I noticed, one of the main reasons why they took them down, right? So our people, when they released them out of their internment camps, right? That's what they called them. Man, y'all wouldn't guess what they did to them. I want to drop this in. They said they said their economy in their area downtown was dwindling because the workers, the most essential workers, which were our people, were in internment camps. So then they petitioned to the government to let them out, let them free. Why? So they can work. But the only way we can let you free, they pinned this green thing on them to pretty much, I guess, showcase that we own you. That's what happened. So, but going into the part I'm going into, what happened was we still tried to rebuild our community. We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it because, you know, for one, they had put that fear in us. A lot of people left and said they weren't never coming back. So the ingenuity and the manpower and those that was of that spirit, they lost that faith that we can do it through that event. On top of that, when they was looking to build, it said they didn't get no assistance from the government. And the government didn't help them out. None. But what it showed was they knew, and then that's when we became dependent and inclusive with them, and then we started started to need their stores, need what they provided, and we were just trying to come up, and rejuvenate the community, but we still, our dollar was going here, and we were trying to get it to go like and come back full circle, but it never came back.
And that fear is still in us, still to this day. We scared to build something together. We scared that, the adversary is gonna get over on us. We scared that our brother, our sister is gonna get over on us, so we can never trust each other. Go ahead, Ahch.
And I'm gonna come in just on that. I have this. I know the solution. I've been using this solution. I might not be able to trust you with money, but I could trust you with my product. See, all that, let me borrow this and let me borrow that. Nah, sell this to get what you want. Because if you really need it, you gonna sell what I'm giving you. That solves trust. Because I can make another product. I can keep making that. I'm not gonna lose out on material. Just sell this, and but see, you inside and what's around you, you have to have a resource. You have to have a resource and not be able to be used. Like my brother said, like I made somebody a beat and I made it for free. Praise the Most High that you did it, but also you have to realize you could do a trade. If they don't have money and they got skill, if they don't have money and they have skill, you can be like, okay, I'm gonna make this for you, but you could put your skill on this track, but at the same time, I'm gonna need you to make sure that somebody buys something from me, because you're not the only you might be broke, but the people around you just ain't all broke. Everyone ain't broke. So just share this or this beat. Share this beat, and so because somebody might want to buy it.
Yeah.
Or share my business, so somebody might want to buy it.
My all just said that same thing.
Go ahead.
Barter.
Yeah. Shamar just said it, barter. And like you just said as well, I'm gonna read again. Statistics. Our buying power is 1.3 to 1.5 trillion. So obviously somebody ain't broke. So those statistics that we just saw or we just read earlier, we're not limited to. We just got to change our mind. I think one of the brothers said that too. The renewing of the mind of how we're utilizing our resources, and building and putting it towards something that we know is going to be revolving, right? Like we already said, stop the consumerism, the useless spending, and use your money for things that's going to do a turnaround. Or like you said, if anything, if you want to purchase something that you just like, try to keep it in the community. I think the church has the GOCC network. One of the videos I was speaking about, they got a app called Black Wall Street, where you can get in tune with all of the different black-owned businesses. Because now we're keeping it amongst, but like I said, the church has it, so we can keep it amongst us as well, man. So we just got to renew that mind, and like I asked y'all, find a skill or something that we're lacking in our community, and take it to the fullest. Another thing, okay, now I know y'all probably got something too. I'm about to get ready to wrap up what I have. All right, I think we done skipped break, so yeah, we went straight into
So I
it.
want to ask this real quick. So is this Deacon Yakai this GOCC Cincy?
I think so.
He just spoke.
So what he said, he says, get back to our basics. That's what the world is going to need. That way, we got the physical and spiritual. Absolutely. But that's why we're never going to neglect the spiritual. We can't. Anytime we've been successful, you know, even with the in Wikipedia it says you got the NBA, NFL, the rappers. They may be successful, but you know,
Still
I'm
gonna
not
take us
saying
like
all of them
20-something
have
plus
bowed.
years.
I'm not saying all of them have bowed, but you know, you gotta do it. The strange. Some people doing strange things for a piece of change.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And if you have to go against your God or your moral upbringing for some change, we're not encouraging that. The only thing that's forever is through Christ, through the Most High. You see what I'm saying? That's forever. Now, if you want temporary, do it your way.
Right.
But that's not what we promote here at TBT or CLE.
And to mention, you know, the scriptures where the Most High shares wisdom, he say a just balance for a just weight. And if you know how to do business, it's a just balance for a just weight. And this is something that I learned because of just balance and just weight. If I don't have a just balance and just weight, I'm not gonna get paid. I'm not gonna be taken care of. Another thing too, a just balance and a just weight is that if you, I don't want this to slip my mind. If you break even, you are doing good. If you break even, you are doing good. Why is that good? Because that's giving you a chance to make profit. It's giving you a chance to make profit. And if you have that chance, stick with it until you make it. It's fine to break even. So, and I was saying that to say that when it comes to us doing business amongst each other, and because if I break even, I found out if I break even, I got bills at the end of the month and stuff like that. If I break even, I'm okay. And the Most High taking care of me. But it's giving me a chance to find the profit. And once I find the profit, it's gonna be a lovely day. It's gonna be a lovely day. But at the end of the day, as long as I'm okay, I realize the Most High just taking care of me, and I'm okay. And I don't need to force nothing. I don't need to swindle nobody. I don't need to do none of that, because as long as I broke even, he took care of me. And I was presenting that to say that's why I say a just balance and just weight. Because if you even, you on the Most High side. And you should just leave it like that.
That scripture been floating around for the last past 2 weeks for me, man. That I seen it in somebody's post. Sham, you posted it in a post. The elders had spoke on it. That's what it's about to get ready to come back to, and we gonna be the ones to bring it as a nation. Not just saying us, but as a nation, we gonna bring the ones to bring that just right balance back.
And also, what happened too with us being in this mindset, for those of us that have the entrepreneurial mindset and know how to get the extra, having Christ as your head, you understand, okay, I'm getting the extra, but it's not all for me. Because you could, if you have that mindset, you can get the extra and then you end up with zilch.
Right.
Because the main focus, because even, a lot of people say what they don't want to be rich because it's hard for a rich man to enter to the kingdom of heaven, which is true. but you got to use the precepts. It's one in there that speaks about, you know, how if a man is rich, let him also be rich towards the Most High. Meaning, you know, being one that's giving. You know, and and see, that's another thing why they had to come against the disciples and Peter and them, because they had you know, that's what I'm saying. Like we shifted to that same spirit because they established the spiritual riches first. It was gospel, getting the flock, getting them numbers up through the spirit and spreading that word, right? Then what did they tap in? Having all things in what? Common.
Having
That's the
ain't
whole
nobody
barter.
need nothing.
Barnabas.
That's the
Go
whole
ahead.
barter and trade system. That's when you say, okay, look, we all got the skill to make a thriving city. And because we all got the skills to make a thriving city, we don't have to charge each other for nothing. When somebody come into the city, they bring in their wealth into the city and putting their money into the city. And now when we say, okay, well, let's make something so where the other nations can partake, it's because we already got ours together.
And that's going back to Tulsa, man. That's why they thrive, because they had every facet of what you need to operate a community or a country in one particular area, man.
Yeah.
And they said that the circulation of the dollar has never been, even in this time now, has never been like it was in that particular community. Not even to this day.
Boy.
Cause like you said, cause people started to come, they thriving. So now they coming with not only their resources, but their skills, their ingenuity.
Yep.
Right.
And if you take a look now, the situation is that all these people that love the Most High and His Son are coming together, eventually going to say, okay, it's time. It's time for us to do it again.
It's time for us to set up a defense system.
Yeah, all of our skills is just gonna come together, and you know it's gonna multiply the sources of what we used to have, and it's just gonna double. And it's because the Most High is involved, because His Son is involved, and just observing, like I said, the whole COVID situation, all these judgments, man, the Most High making sure that the righteous are still thriving. We can't be dependent on their society. If we know it's gonna fall, it's time for us to understand how to survive without their
Infrastructure.
without their infrastructure and their belief system.
Exactly.
The belief system that was taught to us. I'm not talking about Christianity or Islam or anything like. I'm talking about the belief in dollar, the belief in how they do business. All that is over with. That's what's falling. That's what's coming down.
100%.
And we rising up with the righteousness.
Because all
Just
this
balance
usury
for
that they
just
got.
wait.
So definitely utilizing the system for what it is right now. But tap into this mindset. I encourage everyone to look up the term group economics or collective economics. That's what we're gonna need. That's having all things in common. That's something I'm looking to learn myself, but that's all research that. That's just something.
I'm in collective. I'm into collective co-ops.
Co-ops. I know you wanted to touch on that too, so I'm gonna do my finishing statement, and then I want you to as well. And like I said, I know we about to be well over the time. I wanted to bring some people on the line.
Yeah, we well over the time, but I feel like this is needed though. I feel like everything we speaking on is needed because we're gonna round it off to some points for the people.
So I want to, if y'all would please, for all those that's listening and that stuck with us, if you're loving this conversation and would love to help us build on this particular topic, please type the number 7 in, and we're gonna type our email in. We would love to hear from you all and things like that, so we can just keep building on this topic. because this is essential. This is very essential. So I'm gonna touch on mine, and I want you to touch on yours, because you had a key point. Because like I said, we in the solution phase. All right. I said E for about 7 sevens.
Right. Seven.
Oh, praise. So it says, so this is something I'm researching and I found. And like I said, we all need to be researching. This is the age of what? Information. Then you said what? Knowledge shall increase. If we're not educating ourselves, the Most High looking down on us like, what are you doing?
Right.
What are we doing? We need to, because see, when we have these conversations, we are putting the ideal in our minds. Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the words of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Encouraging one another to what? Good works. Stop putting ourselves in bad predicaments. Spend wisely. Certain things within our members we know we warring with, on the spiritual side. That's an impending war, but at least on decision making financially, let's make a little more better decisions. Cause like the scripture says, I think we're gonna go into that scripture as well. But I know we've been going into it in the past broadcast. Money is a defense.
Mm-hmm.
Our defenses is down.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. This is the mindset of the other nations, right?
I can't get Tasawar bar up out my head.
What'd he say?
Money is a defense, so we thumbing through it.
Oh yeah. Shout out to King Tasawar, one of the hardest working entrepreneurs. But okay.
Kind.
So from the research that I did thus far, it says that the other nations, while we're investing, and it's not even an investment. We're spending. For us, it's spending. We spending money on Jordans, marijuana. Let's be real. Clothing that you cannot. I mean, no, you can't sell. Let's be real. You ain't sell that.
Because we just
rims, cars.
The value go down.
Yeah, when you even with a vehicle, right? The value as soon as you drive off the lot, it goes down, right? But this is the thing, though. I hope we get into that. I know. Shout out to some of the brothers that's educated on how the other nations are utilizing when you buy these different things. But we're not buying smart with it. So hopefully we can get those brothers
in
on.
The chat earlier about what was it about where you put your finances at, and what did it say? He said this is good to have. He said that's. Shoot, read that for me. I got a hard time reading that.
He said that is good to have money in outside source banks because the interest rates are much higher outside of the states. Esau always shows this in movies.
So it's all kind of different ways we can finesse that thing, and it's like just information like that. I ain't know that.
See, we gotta create this new. We gotta put a new environment, new concept. Time to throw. I know everybody tired of being broke, and like I said, we're not seeking the riches because I know the scripture says set your affections on things above and not on things below. But we're understanding that, like I said, through the precepts, we got to get a defense system. All right. So while we're spending on unnecessary spending, this is the mindset.
I'm sorry, but he said a car goes up in value where he at.
See, we got to get.
We gonna
Tappy had to bring you in. We had to get you on one of these days.
I'm gonna put the email in here because everybody put their sevens in here, and we're gonna start an email group like Aksham said, and we're gonna build upon this. So go ahead.
So y'all take this note down. So while we're there, we are not investing, but spending our revenue on things that depreciate and eventually goes into the trash or through the stool. You feel me? Other nations are investing in books. Now this is for those of us in the that's in the know. We've tapped into it a little bit. We're buying Bibles, we're buying history, different things like that. Those are good things. But guess what? It's other aspects of information, education that we can invest in. Okay, if you want to be a carpenter, find the most expensive carpentry book. You may be able to find, some people be selling their carpentry books that they learn from in college.
I still got all mine.
Invest in that.
That's what I went to school for.
You feel what I'm saying? Does that make sense, right? That's investing in what? Yourself. Investing in knowledge and education. That's one of the things. And guess who's doing this the most? The Jewish community. Their name came up twice as ones that do this. So they come here to get as much knowledge. It's not just them, Jaffa, the Chinese, people, all the other nations, everybody else doing it. Right? They investing in the knowledge so they could do what? Take it back home. Build their people.
It seems like we the only people that are like
being utilized.
Right. We got an integrated mindset, you know, as far as, hey, let's do all, you know, it's cool. We can come together and do things, but as far as a nationality, we need to do our own first.
All right. So they invest in themselves, right? Versus us, we invest in materialism. All right. Next thing, their whole mindset while they're working, or if they do have to, like I say, we're not speaking against 9 to 5. Then like that, you gotta do, you gotta crawl before you walk, right? So if you are, this is another thing. Like I had, this is the concept and mindset of the Chinese people. They say they never go to someone's job to stay there forever, or to get no pension and nothing like that. They only there to get enough revenue to do what? They also work and get revenue to build their own business eventually.
I try to tell people at my job that all the time. I tell somebody at my job that people love their job here. How you just gonna talk about somebody and they livelihood job? I'm like, I ain't talking about nobody's livelihood. Like, where did you go with that thought? I said, because where I work in a chemical plant. It's very hazardous. It's very hot, very sticky. I don't know nobody in a right mind who wake up and come to work and say, I enjoy coming to get this hazardous material inside of my bloodstream in the pores of my body. OSHA got so many rules for my job that it's ridiculous. I don't know nobody who want to wake up every day and want to do that. How you going to talk about something? Look, Brian, all right, obviously we can't have an intellectual conversation about building something on the outside of this. I'm like, okay, cool, you can do what you're going to do. But our people can't fathom the mindset of working for ourselves. Like I said, we've been beat since Tulsa in Egypt so long, you know, that we just scared to do anything of our own. Now
it seems like the scripture we started out with last broadcast. Is Israel a homeborn slave? That's the mindset they done beat us to. Or who's with us to break that psyche? That's all. That's like I referred to already. Then I'm about to pass to Deacon before we go out. Paul said that as much as more as we see the day approaching, encourage one another to good works. We're here to invoke this spirit and this mindset. We're asking that you all come help us do the same thing. We're not on here trying to act like we know it all and all that. No, let's create this mindset. Let's hold each other accountable to this mindset, period. One brother said he buying books. Get the knowledge. Because the daughter, like I said, we speaking the code, but those that know, they know the daughter is falling. The daughter is falling, And this is where people come to get up. If you're here, get up. Wake up. Rise up. You dry bones. Put on the sinews and flesh, so we can become alive again. Look alive. Let's help each other. Time out for all that trying to find a way to tear down and find a way to build. And this is one of the things we need. And I'm about to pass to one of the things also, like they had the wealth, somewhat in Tulsa. They didn't have, you know why they was able to come and infiltrate them? They didn't have no military. Cause I said something earlier too, leverage. They was even say that's something I learned today too. Like they leveraging, with the the modern day slave catchers. I'm speaking cold. Y'all know who they are. They own them. So the command that they give them, they gonna follow that command because they got the what? They got it. That's how they keep it. Go look at Rome's history. When Rome's economic system started to fall, the soldiers said, "What? We not fighting no more." So it's not all about the wealth, but it does give you leverage. Just say that. But go ahead, I'll let you on.
How you doing, royalty? Yeah, man.
Oh, praises.
Yeah, brothers walk down the street, you gotta call them what they is,
God.
But
I like that.
if y'all can, if you in the sound of reaching my voice, can you type in a resource that you got? Let's see if I can have a thought on how we can build just on what you type in. And I was coming from the aspect of cooperative, collectively being a cooperative. Coming from that aspect, because it's easier if somebody just say, "Look, this is what I do," or "This is my resource," not necessarily what I do, because that's not really a resource. It could be a resource depending on, like I used to drive trucks. I'm gonna give you an example. I used to drive trucks, and the company I was driving trucks for was throwing away material that could be used for, it could still be used. It was material to me. I was thinking like, dang, all the stuff you can do with that, you just gonna toss it in the trash? So I took the time out to really contemplate, like, man, what could I do with that material? And that material became a resource to me. Converse with the owner of the company. Hey, how could I get that material? You ain't gotta throw it away. Just let me have it. Let me be the trash for you. You ain't gotta pay me, because they gotta pay the garbage company the weight of the material. And the material I'm talking about is marble. They throwing away marble. Y'all understand what I'm saying? This marble became a resource for me. And through that resource, through that marble being a resource, through that resource, I can now take this and say, look, hey, do you want this raw material? Just like oil. Oil is another resource. You could take that and here, do you want this raw material? Things are like resources. We all have like brain power and skill and stuff like that. You could do art. You could have an art and that show culture. And you just have to find your environment. But was anybody able to write anything in that's a resource to them? And sometimes even us as,
because you got somebody said management down there. What was that?
Management. That's like brain power. Things that you can do with your hands, or either what you can do with your hands and or a type of material, wood. You could take wood and turn that into a lot of different things, tables and chairs, and these are. But cooperatively, well, how would you use management cooperatively? If you say for example, if you could stage manage, and in the community that you have to find a community that needs stage management, you don't necessarily have to get paid the $20 an hour or $40 an hour that it's worth to your service. You could just say, look, as long as I eat and I have a good place to stay, I'm gonna be okay. This is cooperative co-op. It's co-op. Cooperative. We work together to produce a common goal. And the goal for like stage management, you want this clay to get out. Look, we gotta grind it out until it gets out. And when it get out, because you work that hard, because you put your heart and soul and body and blood and sweat and tears into it, it's gonna be gold. You have to realize that you are the gold. You are the riches. It's not money, it's not nothing else. It's your skill. It's your, say you got a craft. Let's see what kind of craft you got. Like I said, you got wood.
Yeah.
Wood is used
You got another
everywhere.
one down in there.
Okay, what else?
It said arts and craft with yarn.
Yarn. Now check this out. I bet you somewhere in the city, or country or the city, where they produce yarn at large masses, they throwing it away, the little pieces. Go find the little pieces and put the little pieces together to create a resource for yourself. Turn that into some kind of art. What I realized, somebody told me when I was young, they was like, man, you need some art, man. All you had to, that's all you have to do is just be creative. And today, because I'm creative, I'm able to get contracts with my creativity. That's brain power, but I also found a resource, which was wood and stone.
And marble and stuff. So you saying you've been able to get contracts with that? You took material plus creativity. So that's what he's saying. So real quick before we round it off, any natural resources that y'all could think of, type it in the chat. So I'll say one of the most valuable. I know one may say what, oil and gold, right? But if you really look at it, one of the most valuable is water.
I have a friend, I have a business partner who's selling water right now. He's selling water.
That's the wave. You get what I'm saying? That's the wave.
True.
Yeah.
And I forgot too. Like yesterday, I rode past some little Judites. They look like they wouldn't pass the age of probably by like 14, and as young as probably by like 11 and 12, and they were selling some bottled water, but because we got these cards and stuff, all I got is cards and Cash App and all kind of stuff like that, and I don't carry no cash in my pocket. They were selling water, and I was like, I didn't really want the water, but I wanted to support the little Ahch, and I was like, you know what, I see y'all when I come back this way. But it was hours before I came back, and I just remembered now. I feel bad about that now. But hopefully, Father's will, I see him again.
Exactly. The deal is that, we want to support each other, but the best way to support each other is to invest. Purchasing a product is cool. That's your Patreon to purchase a product, but invest into your own people, into your business, into his art. Invest, and that means large sums of time and energy. It doesn't mean money
all the time. Now, although we need it, but if you can invest time to help someone bring their idea to life, that's just as valuable as a corporation coming to invest in millions. Because what, like I say, I don't want to, because we could go on and on and on. But what do corporations need the most? Yeah, they need money, things like that. They need their buildings and stuff like that. But if we don't come and work in their building, then what?
They don't get
nothing.
Nothing at all. They don't get nothing.
So I see a great show that we could talk about, because I know the brother said, he said wooden skids. I've seen some people, utilize that.
Man,
we need to have a show.
Dog houses out of down Mississippi.
We need to have a show on natural resources.
Check that out. Yes, but see how he said we used to build dog houses out of wood skids? Come on, nobody has an excuse. You can go you can find nails and you can find a hammer and just build a doghouse.
And I kid you not, people pay a lot of money for it too.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
Paint it, you really don't have to paint it. You can sell it to somebody. You can sell it to somebody that want to paint it.
It's
I'm done.
Yeah. But like I said, we're gonna keep going. But I think y'all hold us to it. Y'all hold us to it, y'all. The next show when it comes to financial building should be natural resources.
Natural resources. So
Really understanding, what natural resources are.
My bad, writing on your paper. All right.
Right on the back of it. So, hey, it's been a blessing. I pray that this is, must have created something within each and every one of us to not just hear this, but take it and run with it, and that we can, through the Spirit, through the power of our power and strength that He give us,
Oh, what's going on?
we go
here?
ahead and
Okay.
get things done. Can you still hear us out? Oh, yeah, everything look like it still go.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was trying to get it.
Okay, we back. But yeah, we about to wrap it up. We way over time, but yeah, natural resources.
Natural resources. So next month we are doing Father's Willing. Couples month.
Couples business month,
Couples
so we're
business month.
We're gonna intertwine a little music in there too. But yeah, couples that's in the entrepreneur mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all be on the lookout for it. So I pray that this month of business and financial literacy has blessed you all and encouraged. If you haven't, go and check out the other broadcasts, of different assets you can tap into and different mindsets to be into, and as far as us building this financial wellness. Yeah, Lance. So you gonna come on and be a host. I see you drop something in there. Go ahead and put that on your calendar.
God.
And all y'all, and we appreciate y'all. Like I said, be on it from this day. Tap into your gifts, your skills, and find out natural resources. Okay.
Yeah, that was dope.
We're gonna leave that one.
We gonna leave that one.
We just tell him to be ready to come on.
But I'ma just sit this here real quick, y'all. Make sure y'all go to the TBT Radio Live website as well, and find out all some of these businesses that y'all may need. We got a few things in here. You even got Deacon Belias. We got his business in here. God's Foundation. Like I said, he dealing with that marble and that stone, and he cutting into it like I saw, you go to his website, he got some nice pieces in there. Brewfit, they just rebranded. I'm loving the rebranding of the Brewfit, looking real nice. Milk for Babes,
Yeah, they got the visors coming out. Boy, them joints is dope.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him. I was like, man, I gotta give me a visor.
Yeah, at Tazwa, if you're watching, go ahead, send us 2 of those.
Yeah.
So we can help promote those and bring you on the show. We've been trying to get y'all brothers out there, just plugging it in. Yeah.
God. So yeah, like I said, we got.
I'll send y'all something.
Man, all praise to the Most High.
The 10 Commandments, clutch.
That's what I was looking at.
This is the thing. Also, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
all right.
We're just wrapping it up real quick. Like I said, make sure y'all go check out the website. We still working on updating the music and everything. Y'all make sure y'all go check everything out at the website. It's in the description. When you leave the video, so it'll always be there for y'all and everything. And just appreciate y'all for coming through.
The love and support, man. That, like I said, that's value. Y'all, if we're bringing value to you all are bringing value with your time and just watching, supporting, liking, helping us get this word out, because, hey, it's undervalued as well. So we appreciate you all's time.
And if y'all want to as well, I want to put this out there where that thing go. When you go to TBT Radio, if you go to the homepage, we got a donate button here if y'all want to help, us, with kind of helping the show continue to run and everything, because it take, you know, sometimes it take a little finances, you know, to run, you know, some of the things that we run. And, you know, just a little donation, if y'all could, you know, would be nice, you know, whatever Father put on y'all spirit. So that's always there for y'all. If y'all, you know, y'all feel like we do bring some value into your life, you know, shoot us a donation, you know, and it'll help, you know, keep the work going. It'll help keep the work going.
So with that, we're gonna pray on it. Everything we talked about, we're gonna pray on it, and we're gonna stay on it. It's been your brother Shamnawaahla and Ahch Chopp at TVT Podcast / radio. With our, he's gonna be our special guest, or our special co-host.
Special co-host.
Here and there. So be on the lookout for Deacon Balaz being in, and y'all have a blessed one.
Shalom. Gonna take it out. Take it out. Let's see what
Right now.
Don't work, he don't eat. So, gotta get out here and make it happen. Real. Yeah.
Let's do it right now, right now, right now, right now. Ain't no time for being slowful. I gotta get it done right now, right now, right now, right now. I've been waiting too long. Gotta make that move right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. Before I get started, getting the ball rolling, that's the hardest. Success don't come automatic. Life won't just let you have it. You gotta pull it to you like a tug of war or metal pulling to a magnet. Once you get it, don't let go. Sit the bar high, can't set it low. Keep God first and look to Christ, cause he the perfect example on how to be consistent and keep going and staying persistent. Keep your eyes on the prize, never lose sight of the mission. Now that's how you stay on your grind. Holy Spirit got me so I don't fall behind. Time is of the essence, so I can't be wasting time. That's the only thing going through my mind. But right now, right now, right now, right now, ain't no time for being slowful. I gotta get it done right now, right now, right now, right now. I've been waiting too long, gotta make